Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about how Gen Z apparently doesn't care about Marvel. They don't care about Star Wars. They sure as hell don't care about Doctor Who. We're going to talk about how they're not even watching Disney Plus, and that's not good because that is the most coveted demographic right now. Why? I don't know, because these kids don't have a lot of money.
No. They go after Gen Z because they'll buy whatever you put in front of them. Can confirm.
With their parents' money?
You have to remember, I think Gen Z starts like in 1996.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. And plus, it goes up to like 2012. So they are promoting on TikTok. You think they use TikTok so much is that's where Gen Z hangs out. It's a place like TikTok. And if you can sell them stuff, they will buy it. Like they will buy it. And they'll make things that they make or break products is out on TikTok, which is why Disney is trying so hard to get Gen Z. Unfortunately, Gen Z wants absolutely nothing to do with Disney.
Yeah, that's a bad problem, isn't it? But it's a real shame that TikTok might not be around.
I know, right?
Much longer,
It will be in some form because if nothing else, these companies need it too much because that is their big money. That's where they get their money from. That's where they get people to pay like for stupid stuff. It's like the infomercials of the 80s. Yeah,
pretty much. Like the marketing arm of Temu is what it is. Well, actually, YouTube is becoming the marketing arm of Temu.
Seems that way.
We'll talk about this. Before we get to it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Yeah, woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
So yeah, this is coming from Cosmic Book News. This is Matt McGloin. He's got an article up. It's not just Marvel and Star Wars. It's all of Disney Plus. But it said that Disney Plus and Hulu are among the top streaming services, but have the lowest viewership among Gen Z. Netflix is the most popular streaming service among Gen Z, with 59% of their streaming time spent on it. And Disney Plus has a bunch of original shows, but they don't seem to be attracting the interest of teenagers and young adults. That's what this Ms. Marvel was designed to do.
And it didn't work, and they keep trying to make it stick.
Yeah, so this is coming from Samba TV. And we still don't have the numbers for Doctor Who. We'll talk about that because there is a rumor, I don't know for sure, but there is a rumor that the Disney Plus numbers for Doctor Who are not good. And if they're not good, it's probably because of this. It's probably because they pivoted Doctor Who to appeal to young viewers. And
they said they were going after Gen Z. They flat out said it. That's why they did the Goblin or whatever that was supposed to be song. And they were trying to promote it on
twerking,
TikTok and stuff. That's what they were doing. They went after TikTok for that because they were trying to get Gen Z. The thing is, they don't understand is they'll love the song. They'll adapt that song into memes and everything else. Doesn't mean they'll go watch the show.
Right.
That's why you have a lot of these old artists and stuff, like songs from when we were kids or even older than that, suddenly become very popular again because it was popular on TikTok.
Yeah, I know. It's like, wait, that song is like a one-hit wonder that I barely remember. It wasn't in any show, but you guys are all about it now. It's like, what the frick? What happened? But yeah, this breaks it down. 59% of these kids have Netflix. I say kids, like you said, it started in the 90s, but only 4% have Hulu, only 5% have Disney Plus.
Well, combined, that's 9% then, because it's both Disney.
Yeah, but most have one or the other. You know what I'm saying? I think this is more of a family thing. Prime Video, 9%, because they're going to have Amazon anyway, right? So you get Prime Video. Doesn't mean they watch it. See, that's the thing, too, about Prime Video. Just because you have Prime Video, or just because you have Amazon Prime, it doesn't mean you're actually watching Prime Video, because people have Amazon Prime just for the shipping. 10% have Max. That's interesting that more people have Max than Disney
Gen
Plus.
Z, yeah.
Yeah, more people, Gen Z people, have Max than Disney Plus and Hulu.
However, Disney, Hulu, and Max are joining forces for a combined bundle, so that'll give them
almost half as much.
Yeah, not even. It's like 19%. It's like still 40% less than Netflix.
But Netflix is gonna team up with Apple
Comcast
Plus,
and Apple Plus. Yes.
So they get Peacock and they get
Yep.
So it tells me that it's not must-see TV for them.
1997 and 2012. That's the years.
Oh my gosh, I am so old. I'm so old. But
I know our kids are Gen Z.
Yeah, they're in there somewhere, but they're just not watching this stuff. So they're trying to pivot their content to appeal to young viewers at the detriment of their existing audience, right? They're chasing off the old heads, thinking they're going to get these new viewers, and that's for everything. That's for Marvel, that's for Star Wars, that's for and it's not working because they don't care about Disney.
No.
And I think
that's but Disney. That's why they're trying so hard to make TikTok stuff stick.
Yeah, and I think it's just like it's that way all the way around though, because you gotta think kids today. It doesn't seem like they're really into they're into Spider-Man, but like they're not into Marvel like they were 10 years ago. The kids that were into the Avengers during its peak, those kids are like in high school or college now.
Mm-hmm.
So for them, it was like, yeah, that was the thing I did when I was a kid. Now they might get nostalgic for it in a couple of years, but think about like this would be like our generation, like, okay, 10 years after Star Wars is over, nobody's really talking about Star Wars. They brought the books back, but like Star Wars went dormant for a while, and that's what it kind of feels like. Like their Avengers.
I was still talking about it.
I know you were. But,
I was reading all the books.
But yeah, it's not looking real good for them. And that's the thing. If this is what you're banking on, this is why you're pivoting all your content to appeal to these kids, and they're rejecting it. And then your old fans are rejecting it. It's like, what you got left?
I know, right? You got rid of your old fans. It sounds like your old fans were like your biggest part of your audience.
Yeah.
So you're going after, this doesn't make any sense. You're literally destroying something to go after this tiny percentage of, that's not even paying attention to you. And I understand you're trying to grow that because you want to take it away from Netflix. But, that's not going to work.
It's the Disney way though, because here's the story. Disney Comics did something very similar. Having worked on Disney Comics for a number of years, probably the most successful, consistent publisher of Disney Comics was Gemstone, because Gemstone understood you had to keep the old fans happy. And a lot of the people that read the Disney Comics then they were older then. They were 40s, 50s, 60s. Because they grew up reading like the Dell comics back in the day, but they knew what those fans wanted, and their sales were consistent month after month. They gave them what they wanted, and they had consistent sales. Well, then the license got transferred to Boom Studios.
Oh, yeah.
That was a disaster.
You're not salty about that at all.
So Boom decided they were going to do the all new, all different Disney Comics. They didn't want the old fans. They wanted new fans. So they were going to do everything different, and they were going to chase this younger audience. And all they did was chase away the old audience that they needed, and the young audience didn't care. So, what you have to do is you have to keep your consistent, diehard fan base happy while also trying to expand out.
And here's the thing: if you questioned it or asked about the numbers and said that, hey, those numbers don't look good, then you got blocked and banned so that you weren't allowed to be hired for working on duck books. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, I was banned from, now that guy's not there anymore, but I was not allowed to work on any of the Disney books. And that was one of the first, it was weird. That was the only Disney publisher that I did not work for, because when Gemstone, then Boom got it, and I didn't do anything for Boom, but both Fantagraphics and IDW I got to do work for too. But yeah, Boom, they had it out for me because I posted the numbers, and I wasn't a dick about it. I'm just like, hey, this is concerning, because consistently every month we were selling. These were like 20 years ago. These were like $6 or $7 prestige comic books. And they consistently sold like 4,000 issues a month of a $7 comic, which, is pretty good for what it was. I mean, it wasn't gangbusters, but it was like, we knew every month you were going to sell about 4,000 or 5,000 copies. Well, they came in, their first issue did about 5,000 of the floppies, the 32, and then it just kind of kept going down and down and down. I'm like, hey, yeah, maybe if you didn't chase off the old audience, trying to do these new books, and that's all it took. And they got so pissed. But that's what Disney's doing now. They're just like, yeah, we'll just burn down. We don't want these old heads. We want the all new, all different audience. And I'm like, what if it doesn't work? Then you've just pissed everybody off.
Apparently it doesn't work. And then this is why they're doing Doctor Who. They keep they've been telling you since, the beginning of this fiasco that they were trying to go after a lot of Gen Z, because Gen Z's not watching them on Disney Plus. Gen Z doesn't give two shits about Disney Plus.
No.
So they're trying to appeal to them by doing these stupid musical numbers and stuff to get picked up on TikTok. And again, that doesn't mean they're going to watch your show. It just might mean that they like your song and they'll just put your song into different videos, or they do reaction videos or whatever. Does not mean people are going to go watch your episodes.
Who the hell are they listening to that's telling them, hey, let's go spend hundreds of millions of dollars on TV shows and movies just to chase likes on TikTok?
some dummy is.
You know, I mean, this is the same thing that they did in the parks too. Because I remember when the Instagram walls were popular, they would build their entire merchandising campaign around these damn Instagram walls. I'm like, that is a really dicey business proposition, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Like, who are you listening to? They found out who they're listening to, and it was like some 23-year-old intern turned marketing manager. And I'm like, how the hell did you get promoted when you were just like fetching drinks last time I saw you? But there we go, guys. So yeah, the only bright spot I think they have is Deadpool and Wolverine. And if you listen to McGloin on Cosmic Book News, he's saying that it's good for 2024, but the bar is very low. That
is what they said. They said that the Fandango's making a big deal out about it, but they said it's the best pre-order of 2024. Tickets of 2024. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Deadpool Wolverine is probably going to do really well. And I think Deadpool Wolverine, because I know even when we've seen other predictions for this year for all different box office big movies coming out, it was, in the graphs, it was showing that it did much better than anything else. 100% expected to do really, really well. But, they're just trying to make it out like it's doing better than, it's not, they're not comparing it to 2023.
No, because this year everything's been down. I think this one I'm just gonna ballpark it. I think it's gonna do Guardians of the Galaxy 3 numbers, because you got to realize there is a barrier to entry. It's an R-rated movie, and Deadpool 2 didn't do as good as Deadpool 1, but this one also has Wolverine.
This was Wolverine, so yeah.
But some of the Wolverine movies didn't do good, and X-Men is a damaged brand at this point. But it is cool to see Wolverine in his comic book costume with Deadpool in his comic book costume, so they kind of get to go redo the Origins movie.
But they're going after people who would know that. You know what I mean? I mean, that was funny. Someone took and switched out Wolverine for Ace Ventura because he has the hair like that that curls. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, I don't know if he's getting a mask in this movie or not. There's been some discussion. Somebody,
I'm sure they'll tease it at some point just to get it in there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I'm excited about this one. The only reason I'm apprehensive about this movie is, one, Disney's involved this time around, and two, they've made it very clear that they are tying it to the Disney Plus MCU.
But it also seems though that they tried certain things, and it doesn't seem like Ryan Reynolds will let it like there's stories out there that Disney wanted to do this, that, and he's like, no. Or they told, Hugh Jackman not to come back, and he did anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, because I don't think I think they were like fighting back, if that makes sense.
Is Disney desperate enough to just let him do whatever the hell he wants to do?
Well, if they were smart, they would. And it's like, well, they told Russell T. Davies, according to Davies, that he could do whatever he wanted, and no one tells him no.
Yeah, but then they start passing him notes on stuff.
I know, but I'm just saying. He's out there bragging and tell him no. I'm sure they give Ryan Reynolds a lot more leeway than they give Russell T. Davies.
That's true. That's true. So I don't know, guys. We'll see how this one does. But as far as Disney Plus goes, yeah, it's kind of dead in the water with Gen Z. And I think they're freaking out because that's, I don't know how Gen Z overall feels about the Disney brand, but it doesn't seem like, just anecdotally, that they're all about Disney like millennials were.
No. And I think, but it's a whole generation. So they're now, a lot of them are starting to be, age into the area where they be their top consumers. Yeah. And they're going to be, replacing, they're different age groups as they age out. Like, boomers are, let's be honest, they're getting up there, they're dying off. So pretty soon Gen X is going to be the new boomer. But
they already call us boomers.
I know, so even when we're not. But here's jokes on you. Gen X doesn't give a fuck. Anyway, so we're hard ass bitches. We don't give a fuck. Then you go to millennials, and millennials are going to be the Gen X, and then you're going to have Gen Z moving into where the millennials are. They are now. So you have a whole generation that you need, because that's your upcoming consumer base. That's why they're panicking, because Netflix has no problem getting their attention. TikTok has no problem getting their attention, but Disney just can't do it.
Disney can't do it. Yeah. So there we go, guys. Are we going to wrap this one up?
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.